It's been a little while since I did a video. My daughter is keeping me very busy, but I decided that I would like to model something that's not too hard to do for relative beginners like myself, perhaps like you. And I will be doing this temple. All right, it's not difficult to do, but it's time consuming, and it will use a lot of different cool techniques that could be used in other types of modeling. Probably won't get to texturing this thing, just leave it with some colors in the viewport. It has the potential to become pretty high poly, although a lot of it is very blocky. But once you start beveling things, and in particular the columns, which I think look really good when they are high poly. I'm not going to be making this for a game or for an animation or for a film or anything, just for practice modeling. Okay, so let's get right into it. So here we are in Blender, and I'm going to hit A, and I'm going to delete everything. I'm going to put on Cycles Render. All right, and we're going to get started with modeling this thing. I think the way to do this is to just create some kind of a base and block it out. All right, so I'm going to look down, hit 7 and 5, and I'm going to go Shift A, and I think I'll add just a plane for now. And I'll go into edit mode, and I'm going to scale this up, and I think I'll hold down Control to constrain it. And let's say, this is the front there, right here, and so I want it a little bit longer in the back. So I'm going to come out to, I might come out to there. All right, and we'll see if that's big enough to do what we want to do. I suppose I could scale the whole thing up again, S, and then just constrain it to, nah, we'll leave it like that. That's fine. Okay, so what we need to do is to just come up a little ways. Let's see what else I got here, if I can see the steps a little bit better. And like I say, we're just going to be blocking it out. All right, now we'll cut this away. So let's just give it a try. I'm going to hit A to select it, and E to extrude. I'm going to come up a little ways, and maybe I'll hit I to inset, pull it in, and just see how even it looks. Okay, that looks okay. E to extrude, let's come up, form the main body. We'll cut the stairs out of there. Okay, cool. Let's just leave that there for the time being, and let's hit N and come over to ambient occlusion, and just to put that on for some shading, N to close that. All right, so let's decide on the main part of the temple right here, this room here. Do I have a side view? I do have a side view actually in here somewhere, and a back view. So we can see we're going to have that. Let's see. There we go. All right, so we're going to do that part here, and then we're going to have the pillars about, looks like maybe a third of the way down or so, and then this thing. So I'm just going to bring in a cube and see how it feels. So I'm going to select this face and go Shift S, cursor to select it, and that'll bring the 3D cursor right there. So my next object will come in right there. Go back into object mode, and I'm going to go Shift A, mesh, and bring in a cube. All right, so that's going to be my main thing. And let's scale this in the X, make it come out. Now let me just get a sense of how far it comes out. Okay, not all the way. Scale that in the X a little bit like that. Let's make it a little bit longer out in the front like that. My pillars, let's go with the front view. The pillars will go right there, and the stairs will come up. Okay, something like that. That's all right. And that's fine. and I can select this face. Now really what I could do is I could start building the roof out of this. I could just go Shift D to copy it. Alright, so we've got a copy right there, separate, and P by selection to make it a new object. Select that object and go Origin to Geometry, so that my transform tool or gizmo is right on that. So that could be part of the roof, and the roof would, does the roof extend forward a little bit? This piece, that piece does right there. And I want to go back to the side view just so we can see it. Okay, so that piece comes forward, and then the pillars support that. So I could set that up right now. So I'm just going to grab this edge here, pull it forward, and imagine the pillars there. Okay, I'll select this, push that back a bit, E, and just give it a little bit of thickness, just right there. Let's like that. To get the approximate height of the pillars. I feel like it's a bit wide, but that's okay. It can be a wide room. And we're going to need room to put that door there. Let's save this. Alright, so let's start working on the pillars. I'm just going to select this again, Shift S, cursor to selected. So my pillars will come in right there. Okay, so let's have a look at this. Let's do Origin Geometry. Actually, maybe I'll select this face, Shift S, cursor selected, so they'll come in a little bit closer to the surface. All right. So I think for this, I'm going to use a cylinder, Shift A, mesh cylinder, but we'll go with let's try 24 vertices for the time being. And let's get rid of the top and the bottom faces, just like that. Hit A and scale Shift Z for now, and just make it smaller. I can move it out here. Well, let's look at the side anyhow, and bring it up. Now there obviously has to be some support type stuff there. Yeah. All right, let's go out. Let's do Origin Geometry again and hit period key to zoom in on that. Okay, so let's I'm going to Shift H to hide everything except what I'm looking at, which is that thing right there. And I can lengthen all this stuff later. Let's grab this top here. What am I doing? Shift Alt and click that edge. Face selection, there we go. Okay, do that. And I think I'll do the base of it separately. Got them both selected. So that I'll just work on the main pillar part here. So that'll be easy to do. So there's different techniques for doing this, all right? And I just like doing it this way, but it's going to be very, very high poly. But such is life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Control R to add an edge loop. I'm going to scroll my mouse wheel up one and click to accept that, and then I'm going to go Scale and Z, and I'm going to pull them up kind of near the top, and I want to make an area where I make those indentations, these things here. You know, how high up do I want them? So that's what I'm looking at right now. So let's say I'm satisfied with that. What I would then do is I would go into face selection, and I would Shift Alt and click on one of these lines, which will select all of the faces all the way around. Then I'm going to come to Select, Check or Deselect, and I just have the default values of 2 and 1 and 0 in here, and that will select every other face. And now I'm going to extrude those inwards. I'm going to come over here to the tool panel, and I'm going to use Extrude Individual, and I'm going to push up, and that will push those faces in. If I hit that button and pull down, then they'll come out. I'm going to click the button and push up, and those faces go in like that. All right, and that's cool. That's all I need to do right there. This stuff doesn't need to be closed off, and the bottom doesn't need to be closed off. So really I could come back to object mode, and I could just go ahead, and under the wrench I could add modifier subdivision surface. I'll go with 2 for now. All right, and then I'm going to come in and put another edge loop. I could do 2 at once, and then they'll go right into the right place. So I'll click to accept that, and I'll go Scale and Z, and I'll pull them, but not to the very end. I want these to be sort of softly rounded. try it there. Back into object mode and hit smoothing. And I may have brought them in a little bit too much. All right, now if I go up to 3, it'll look a little bit better, but nah, I think that's too much. So I'm going to back out of this, back out to there, and I'm going to do it again. Shift Alt and click those faces, select, check or deselect. I don't have my edge loops in there. All right, that's fine. Scale in the Z, bring them up to there. Face selection, Shift Alt and click, select, check or deselect. Let's go in, but not too far. Extrude individual and pull up. Okay, I'm gonna hold the Shift key. I'm coming back out a ways. Try it there. Hope that's enough. Subdivision surface of 2. Let's go into that, and let's go Control R. Roll my mouse wheel up again. Scale in the Z and pull them up to there. Let's have a peek. Okay, we're smoothing on. That's all right. That's okay. Okay, cool. So let's go Alt H and bring everything back. And we can see that. And if we think that's a little bit too thick, I don't know, we could scale that, but let's not worry about that right now. I might have to scale this in the Z. Scale it in the Z. I'll hold down Shift so we don't do too much, so that I got room to put the other stuff there. That'll be okay. All right, so what is it I want to do here? I want to make some kind of quick little base here. We're going to have this kind of stuff. So it might be easiest to just do this off of the cylinder, selecting that edge and just, you know, extruding downwards and scaling and stuff like that. I don't have to. I mean, I could do that. I could do stuff like this, right? I could just go E to extrude, scale, come out, E, come down. Let's do it like this. E, S, come in a bit, E, down, E, S. Let's come out a lot this time. E, come down. Okay, let's stop there for a second and lift it up. And I don't need to put a face on the bottom. What I could do is just tighten this up with an edge loop down here, pull it down. Let's maybe put one in here. And maybe down, not there. Zoom in on this. Maybe put one down here. Let's see how that's looking. I'm liking that a lot. I don't want them to be too sharp. That'd be okay with me. Let's say I like that. I could select this edge, Shift S, cursor to selected, come back out, and then I'm going to bring in a cube. Enter edit mode, scale it down. I want it just a little bit bigger than that. I'm going to scale it in the Z, SZ. And let's say I want it about that thick. I'm just going to bring it down here. Let's say that would go there. That looks okay. Let's go back. Let's try adding the bevel modifier. I'll put segments of 2 and I'll scroll this back and looking at it till I like the amount of bevel. Not too much. Let's try smooth. You know what? It might be a little small. Go into edit mode. Scale Shift Z, not in the Z. Just like that. By not closing this off, I save a face, but I might have wanted some rounding there. I'll show you what I mean. If I had done this, if I selected that edge and I just did say E and S and started bringing it in, E and S, I'll do one more, E and Alt M, merge at center. If I do that, I get a little bit more rounding, and that might be a little bit more pleasing to look at. It's not that much different, but all right. Perhaps I'll make this, scale this in the Z, make it a bit more substantial. So if I take both of these and I pull them down to say there, that could be that piece there. And what do I got going on at the top of that? I have a little bit more stuff, and then I'll have those, which we'll talk about in a bit. So let's take this, and now if I wanted to scale this in the Z, let's say select it and scale it in the Z, and I know that that's going to squish my rings down here. Like, watch this. If I just go SZ and I do that, my rings get kind of squished. Instead of that, I could go into wireframe, and then let's just look straight on. I could box select the top and just pull it down, and that doesn't mess up my rings. I could also, if I really like those rings, no, I don't want to do the same thing. I was going to say I could copy them, but I don't want to do the same thing. So, all right, let's get out of wireframe, and let's Shift Alt and click that upper edge, and let's just do something up here. ES, pull it out, E, and bring it up, and I just want to have a quick look. Yeah, we want it relatively small going in. ES will come in, E, bring it up, and that might be okay. Not very fancy or anything, but that might be all right though. And then I'll lay that other thing on top of it. Conversely, what if I brought an edge loop here, did this, E, and scale Shift Z, so if I bring it in a little bit, let's see how that affects things in case I wanted to do some decorations on there. It's a little bit close to this, but I think I'm okay. Although it looks different than the bottom now, but it does look different. Well, what I could do is I can make that area less less big. So what I could do is I could I'll just do edges. Shift Alt and click that edge and pull them up. Get them away from these, and then I've got just this area that's indented right there, and that's fine, and then I have a bit more room there. Yeah, I like that so far. Okay, so the idea would be that let's look at front view, that I would have two of these. Now I'll try a mirror just to put one on the other side. If I select this item, this object, which is quite central, you know, to my scene, and then I have this over on the side, if I select that and go Shift S, cursor to selected, and then I select my pillar, okay, I'm not going to apply the subdivision surface, and I go add modifier mirror, and from the mirror object I use the eyedropper and I select that, I can get one on the other side. Alright, I don't need to apply that right now, and I can do the same with the base there. Mirror with respect to that, and then I get them on both sides and I get a sense of what this thing is starting to look like. Let's have a look at where I position these. I think I've got them not exactly aligned with this, but close, maybe in a tiny bit, and that is close to what I'm seeing here. I'm satisfied with that. Okay, so yeah, let's go on and do what? Work a little bit on the building here. So I've just got a section here. This was built right out of the cube itself. So I extruded out, down, extruded in, you know, just basic stuff like that. And I think that's kind of what I'm going to do right now, just to start that stuff. And just trying to think, yeah, if that's part of it, then I can cut through it to make the door. All right, we'll do that. You don't have to make your door like that, but. All right, so let's just do that. So let's go into here and go Control R and set an edge loop and just think of the approximate height of this thing. You know, if I wanted to start it there or a little bit higher. Okay, that kind of thing. So if I Shift Alt and click the whole part and go E to extrude, I could try Scale Shift Z and bring it out. It doesn't always come out perfectly even, but it It's looking pretty good there. I think we'd be okay. Let's deselect that, and then let's just select it again and hit I to inset and pull in like this. And then, because some of it's underneath here, so that the amount of space here in gray here might be look more than there. And if we're happy with the positioning of this cube, I might just pull this up a little ways so that it looks roughly equal on both sides. I'm just going to extrude this in now. I'm going to go E, Scale Shift Z, and I'm going to just pull in. And I got to have my, did I E, Scale Shift, there. Let's select everything. Remove down. Yeah, okay, so I had a bit of an error. If your mouse is on one of these menus and not in the stage area, it's not going to work. So E, Scale Shift Z, and I'm going to pull in a bit. And hopefully that's okay. That might be too much. So I'm going to Scale Shift Z and I'm going to pull out, but I'm going to hold Shift and do it a bit smaller. And then I'm just going to look at this ledge area, and it's pretty similar. Maybe not exactly, but I think probably good enough. So I could use that, and I could also, what could I also do? I don't know. You can look at beveling in different ways. I don't think I need to. I think that would be okay. I'll be beveling the whole thing in a bit. So let's work on putting a door in here. All right. Now, different ways of doing this. The way I was thinking of doing is I'll select that, Shift S, cursor to selected, just to set myself up. And what I was thinking I would do is, looking in the front, Shift A, Mesh, Circle, Rotate X90. Okay, so we're looking right into it. I'm going to scale that in object mode. And what I'm going to be doing is just using the top half as the arch, and I'll extend the sides down, and I'll get this thing like this. I'm just trying to figure out how big I want this to be and where. I can work on that. So I'm going to go ahead and go into edit mode and switch to vertex. I'm looking front view. And I'm going to hit B to border or box select. And I'm going to select all these vertices. And I'm X, delete those vertices, so that I have these ones on the side that way if I extrude, I can extrude straight down. I mean, if I chose this one and I extrude, it'll go down, but it's not going to look that good. So I'm going to grab these two, and I'm going to hit E to extrude. I'm going to pull down. Just imagine that's a door. Is that too big? Could be a really big door, and the people are small. All right, very stately and stuff. So what I'll do then is I'm going to lift those up so you can see. I'm going to hit F to make a face or a line or an edge between these two vertices. So I have that. All right. Now I'm going to hit A to select it all, and F to make a face. Now I've made an N-gon, the evil thing that I did a lot of that when I was beginning. I still do it sometimes, and I'm doing it now, but I'm not going to be keeping this. I'm just going to use it to cut, which will make N-gons in my cube, I suppose, my room, but no one's going to see them. So it doesn't matter. All right, and I'm not using it for a game or animation, but I'm going to drag this into the floor region. Now it's in behind, so let's just do something here. Let's just move this out. All right, I just want it deep enough down so I can make my door. All right. In order to use this to make a door, to cut, I've got to give it some thickness. I'm going to hit E to extrude. I'm just going to pull out this way because I can see. Now it's discolored and stuff. That means some of my polys are facing inwards instead of outwards. So I'm going to go A a couple times till I select it all, and Control N. And that'll flip the polys so that they all face outwards. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to push it into the wall like that. And imagine my door will be there. See the way it's going to cut through this stuff and cut through there. All right, so I'm going to push it in. It doesn't have to go very far. And I'm going to save my work, and I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to select my building that I want to cut into. I'm going to go Add Modifier, Boolean, and for operation, I'm going to choose Difference. And the object that is going to be doing the cutting is this. So I'm going to use the eyedropper, select that, and I see a bit of a white line, so I know it worked. I'm going to hit Apply. Select that, H, and hide it. And this is what I get. And I'm fine with this piece back there I can push this further down if I want to. We'll see. We'll see what I need to do. Now, this does create more faceting than other techniques, but I'm going to have bricks over that, and so hopefully that's not going to be seen. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that in just a second. So I'm going to go Alt-H to bring that piece back, and I'm going to move it out here. I'm going to be using this to place the bricks. Now this is a cool technique. I like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into edit mode, and I'm going to Shift Alt and click one of these rows, and that's going to select the entire thing all the way around. All right, and I can switch to edge selection. Nah, I don't want that. I'll shift and click the whole thing. In fact, I'm going to do that and delete those faces, and that and delete those faces, and this and X and only faces. What I really want is this edge. All right, and I'm not going to move its position right now. I'm going to leave it there. It exactly fits this door. I'm going to use this as a guide to where the bricks should be placed. But no, I'm not going to be placing bricks individually and rotating this. I'm going to make a row of bricks, and this thing is going to say curve around, making an arch. Very cool. All right, so I think what I'll do though is deselect and take this to another layer, M, and click on this layer. So there it is there. All right, then I can hit the period key because it's selected and zoom right in. I can also Shift S, cursor to selected, so it's right there. How about origin of geometry? Shift S, cursor to selected. So everything is set. Period. There. Okay, we're all set. All right, cool. Now, I don't need this bottom piece. I don't want bricks down here. I want bricks all the way around here, but not on the bottom. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna select that edge, and I'm gonna go X edges. So I have just this all the way around. I'm going to select it. No, I'm not. I'm going to go back into object mode, and I'm going to convert this into a curve. Alt-C, curve from mesh. When I do that, this icon appears. All right, that curve thing. I don't actually need that right now. I'm just showing you that it was there. This is now a curve. So if I tab into edit mode, you can see it's got that, and it's not that many points either. Well, I'm just using it as a guide anyhow. Okay, cool. Now, with my 3D cursor right there, I'm going to go Shift A, and I'm going to create a brick. I am not the greatest brick maker. This is going to be a very simple brick. All right, I'm going to scale this in the Y a little bit. Actually, scale this in the X a little bit, and then in the Z. And it's going to be a simple brick. We're just going to try that. All right. I actually want it to be narrower like this, scale but like longer like that, as if the bricks are placed there, like this, because I'm going to array this now. You'll see what I mean. Let's make sure I apply rotation and scale in case I mess something up. Come over to here and see my scale is 1. That's right. What did I do? All right, let's add a bevel to this. I could do it now or later, but it looks better if I do it now and drag this out. So I put 2 segments to drag that. I'll try smoothing, and it's going to look a little funny at first, but let's drag it down a bit more. All right, let's say that's my brick. I think that's the orientation I want. All right, leave the beveling there for now. Add modifier array in the X direction. And I'm just going to leave it I'll put 1.02. We'll try that. And I'm going to increase the count. So I'm going to get a big long row. Doesn't look like an arch yet, does it? All right, go for 12. All right. I don't want that. I want the bricks going around here. This is a curve. This is a mesh that's arrayed. I'll close that up. Now, with my brick selected, I choose add modifier, curve, and the curve I'm talking about is this one. It's the only curve there is, circle, and look what starts to happen. All right, now if I pull the X, I can move them along. I don't need them going down that far down into the ground, but we'll see in a minute. let's start increasing. Let's go back to the array, increasing the count. All right, let's try 23. Now, what I can do, look in front view, is I can also shift and click on my first layer, and I can see them there. I don't want to just grab them yet unless I grab everything, and I can do that. If I hit A and get everything, I'm going to move these back into position. Push them into the doorway a little bit, like this. I'm going to make them flat shaded again. I'm not crazy about that smoothing right now, and I just have to decide if I like the thickness of that. And I don't mind actually where they are going into the ground. I just want them to stick out though a little bit in front of this stuff. And there you go. That's it. That's my brick doorway, and there's the door itself. So select it again and go right back to the very top and start applying your modifiers. Just decide I'm okay with that. Bevel, apply the array, and apply the curve. I can now delete that, save, and I've got my arch doorway. Okay. Of course, all of the bricks are exactly the same, so that might be a sticking point for some people. Well, since we're working with curves and stuff, let's work on this top part. You know, this gave me a lot of grief, and I've come up with a way to do it, and it looks all right. It's not perfect, so it's up to you to decide if you want to do it better. There are videos where guys are doing this in 3ds Max. I don't think I've seen one fully. I think maybe just see a CG Cookie or whatever has done one for Blender. So I'm going to show you how I did this. All right, so let's do that. Let's take this and move it to the first layer because we are happy with that. Cool. Since I want to make the thing up, I think I'm going to build it in the center. I'm going to go Shift C, and that's going to move the 3D cursor right back to the middle. All right, and I'm going to come to another layer so you can see it. You can see it right there. Okay, I'm going to hit 7 and look top down. I'm going to go Shift A, Mesh, Plane, go into Edit Mode, and switch to Vertex. And I am going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to select these two vertices on the right-hand side and hit X, delete those vertices. I'm going to hit A, and now I've just got two vertices joined by an edge there. I'm going to scale these in the Y. And I'm going to hit G, and I'm going to bring them under here. Now, I could have done this in any view, and I probably should have done it in front view, so I'm actually going to go rotate X 90, and I'm going to bring this down. All right, so I've just changed the axes. Okay, now you can adjust how far apart you want these vertices to be, and I'll show you what that will do. In fact, maybe we'll go scale Z, we'll bring them a bit closer. That's going to determine a part of the curving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select them, and then I'm going to come over to the tool panel here, and I'm going to choose screw. And then I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to go make this 1, and this, whoops, and this 0, and I'm going to get this effect. Now I'm not done yet. I'm going to increase the number of turns. I'm going to go with 2 for now. I can increase the number of steps if I want to. And you see the swirling pattern. All right, now Alt and click that edge there. All right, why is it not giving me everything? Well, let's go ahead and X edges, get rid of those. That's what I wanted to do. So I may have more turns than I need, but that's probably all right. I'm now going to go into vertex mode, and I'm going to select that vertex. I'm going to E to extrude, and it's going to pull it out a ways and leave it there in space. This is upside down, so A, and then rotate X 180. There, okay, so it's a swirling pattern, then it comes out, and there's actually another one, right? So let's try it this way. Let's just select it, Shift D, rotate Z 180, yeah, and pull it out. We can then join these together. Box select them and then hit do Alt M, merge at center. Okay, I can delete that as well. Dissolve vertex. All right, so this is what I have now. I think what I would do is I would A to select it all, turn to the side a little bit, go E to extrude and pull. Okay, we can adjust all this stuff later. I'm going to select it all and Control N, make sure all my polys are flipped the right way. And we have this. I'm now going to come down to solidify. And I'm going to start cranking this up to thicken this, like this. All right. I'm going to hit apply. And then I'm going to try subdivision surface of 2. And I'm going to put in some edge loops. Control R, we'll do 2, scale in the Y to pull them out, like this. We can also come over here and Control R and push one up near the top. And this will flatten it out a little bit. And one near the bottom. And you might feel it's too flat, but that looks all right. Okay? We're getting that kind of effect. Not sure about this extra piece here. Let's look at it in front view. Okay, let's look in wireframe and see what has happened here. Let's box select some of this stuff. And let's delete some of this stuff. I got stuff in behind. Yeah, a little bit weird. But it's all right. We can eventually get it cleared up. And these ones too, eh? I think. Let's just see what's going on with that. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll look at it from here, and maybe I'll just drop an edge loop in there, and in wireframe grab all of this and delete vertices, and I'll have this, and then I'll mirror this like that, and I'll just pull it, turn on clipping, and push them together. And we can still adjust the position. All right, let's look at that. Okay, we can hit smoothing. Okay, and we get that effect. Now let's take this back to the first layer and position it, and then I'll show you what I would have to do next. Wow, that's big. Alrighty, all right, let's scale in object mode. Let's hide this. Look from the top. Hit the period key to zoom in. Let's do object or origin to geometry. What the heck? Oh, maybe because I got a mirror on or something. I'm going to go ahead and apply the mirror. Okay, and now we can scale this. We can certainly scale it in the Y with no problem. I probably should just scale it globally a little bit. Let's look at the front. Okay, cool. Let's scale a bit more. I'm going to scale this in the Y so it's just barely overhanging. Okay, now there is going to be another piece that's goes on top of this, and so what I'll do is I'll grab this piece, Shift D, and I'll bring it up. So the other part of this is to fill this up. All right, So it's filled up inside, and the way I came out with doing that is just like this. In fact, I think I'll use this piece that I've got right there. So I'll show you. I'm going to go scale this in the X. I'm going to come out to there. Look at the front view. Move it over like this. I'm going to grab this top face and I'm going to pull it up like this. And we're going to move everything out of the way. I'm going to take both of them up, the front view, like that. This piece, I'm going to pull it down so it covers it, and I want it look for the top. Is that like centered? Yeah, I think it does actually. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some edge loops to this. Something like that, and vertex from the front and in wireframe, and I'm just going to start pulling stuff in. Box select these, pull them down, and it does not have to look pretty because no one's going to see it. It's going to be on the inside. Alright, something like that anyhow. And then what I can still do is I can still scale this. If I want it, which I do want it like that. Okay. Hopefully that's okay. Even like that. Just make it a bit bigger. Okay, and just to make it a bit more pronounced, I'll just select that piece there, scale in the Y. Just give us a bit more room there. Okay, cool. And then I'll take this and I'll put just a few edge loops like that. And I shouldn't have deselected them. I'll select them again. Select those edges. And I'll go Control B and I'll make a little... Let's select it all and remove doubles. There we go. That's why we're having some trouble there. Let's select these again and Control B, pull back, give myself a little bit of a region, and I'm going to go E, and I'm going to just go Alt S, and I'm going to pull out just to give a bit of a ridged look like that to them. Okay. I'll just make sure that we're making contact here and the gap is closed. That looks fine, yeah. That was probably closed anyhow. If I bring back the roof there, I'd have that. So we will need actually a piece. We will need this piece here. I keep doing that. Oops, we're going to need this piece. Boy, as a support on top of there. So, a lot of futzing around with that thing, but we got something anyhow. So what I'll do is I'll just copy for what I need, I guess. I'll just take that and that and that from the front view, Shift D, and we'll bring it over here and zoom in. There we go. And that'll be okay. Just like that. Takes a while, but not a great way of doing it, but it works. think it works anyhow. Let's do the tiling on here. Let's select this face here. Shift D and P. Grab it again and go origin of geometry and move it out a bit. Okay, so it's right in that position. Zoom in. Go into edit mode, select it, and scale this in the X. Let's scale that in the Z now. Scale in the X. Make a little piece like that. Maybe we'll scale it globally now. It's a bit small. All right, even again. Okay, E to extrude and pull it out. Pull it out a bit. All right. Let's hit I to inset, bring it in. E to extrude and pull it back a ways, like that. Before we lose this selection though, let's Shift D and P once again. Make a new selection out of that piece there. Set origin to geometry. You'll see that we got that piece there. And let's go back into edit mode and let's rotate this. Rotate Y 45 and scale. Make like a diamond. Okay, zoom in on that. E to extrude, bring it out like that. Let's select it all and bring it back until it touches. Let's have a look at this. Okay, cool. Let's select that. Shift D, move it over and scale it, and bring it up into a corner. Let's zoom in on that, and let's make sure that it contacts the back there, just like that, and that we like the position. Shift D, I'm just going to eyeball, bring it over there. Select them all, Control L, and Shift D, so they're all selected, and then I'm just going to move them down there. All right, let's select it all and Control N, make sure our everything is facing the right way. I think it's time to start putting bevels on things. Actually, no, I think I'm going to join this to this first. And then let's do a rotation and scale just in case we needed to. I could be getting rid of back faces. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. What we got back here, just this. Let's delete that face. And let's go ahead and bevel. A little bit anyhow. I'll try smoothing. See what we think of it. You can always adjust the smoothing angle here if you want. Try that. And let's take this piece here, bring it back to the wall, and bring it down to here. Let's look at the front. And we'll try arraying it. It might be too big. Array in the X. So over here, let me close this up so you can see this better. There's the array. All right, so I'm just going to increase the amount. I want 3. And similar distance here and here, and that could actually work. That could actually work. All right. And then I think what I'll do is I'm just going to Shift D, and I'm just going to bring them over onto this side. All right, nice. And then I'll take this one, Shift D, and I'm going to rotate around the Z, rotate Z 90. Bring it out here and slide them down, and then I'll have to figure this out. How many? I'm going to start increasing the count here and seeing how many I can get. Can I get 6? And oh yeah, I can get 6, and I get a nice. Yeah, that's great. Okay. I'll get 6, and I think I'll just Shift D, rotate Z 180. I'll just bring them, put them, place them on the other side. So zoom in on that a bit. Get them against the wall, and it's pretty good there. there. 3s and 6s and stuff. Do I need these anywhere else? No, they're just there, eh? Alright, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and apply the bevel and the array on all of these. Oops. I'm not going to join them to the building. I'm just going to... Oh, I need them on the back. Shift-D, rotate Z 90 minus. I need them on the back. Glad I didn't do that one yet. Leave that one there. I'll go ahead and do this one though. Apply and apply. And for this one, I can get more. I can probably get 8. Yeah, that's good enough. Poly counts 125,000. All faces at least. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and apply the bevel and the array. Let's see what this building looks like with a bevel on it. Even just that. Let's try 2. Just, yeah, that door. And work on that later. That's fine like that. Alright, cool. It takes a little while. If you wanted to see how this is going to look, you know, with cool colors, you know, just in the preview window there, you could come over here and select, say, the building, all right, and click new and choose your color. Like, let's say I thought that was my gold color. Come down to settings, and for viewport with the eyedropper, select that, and you now have that in the viewport. So I might do that for all of these, and you know, maybe you could call this gold or something. And skull, but it might become a little repetitive, but it looks still pretty cool though. It's more fun to model in if you can see what you're modeling. Or we'll make another material and do something else, so it's not all yellow gold. Just want to show you what you could do. I can make another one here. I'll call this red, and I'll make it red. Sort of red. And the viewport will be that, and I'll just like make the bricks red. You know, that kind of thing. Or I could make these things red. If you thought that looked any good. Starts becoming really weird. Oh. Yep. So we're getting there. Put those pieces up there. Everything back. Alright, does that become, and if that starts to bother you, you can just hit and come over to shading, put on a matte cap, and that will override everything. And when you take it off, you're back to that. So I think we'll go with that for the time being. Yeah. Okay. What did I already bevel these, right? Okay, cool. So that's what we got so far. Let's see what's next. Could make the stairs. I think for that I would just cut into this, or would I? Or would I use? Yeah, I think I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So let's decide on my area. Do that. Let's select that edge and go SX0 so that it's perfectly straight. And this one, SX0. All right, like that. And then I would put another edge loop here and bring it to where I want my stairs to end. Say I wanted it there. I have a little space there. And then I would go in and I'm going to select a bunch of faces and just delete them. Yeah, to there, right? X faces. I would do that. And then I would rebuild this, right? I would rebuild it, wouldn't I? So the stairs would be there, but, or will I see it? Let me think for a second about that. And let's make some stairs. Let's just Shift S cursor selected, and I'll just build them. Shift A, cube. Oh, I'm in edit mode. Okay, that's fine. Let's just scale Shift X and say don't change the width too much. So we'll just start to get a sense of these. Scale this in the Y. Okay, let's say yeah, if they're there, if they're down a little bit, I'm going to have to fill that in. That's all right. So let's work on that. How big do I want these to be? Oh, well, let's start with that. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Okay, so let's P to make it a new object. And let's get it out of there. And origin geometry. All right, and in fact, let's look from the side. Let's pull it. Let's push it down. Okay, let's add an array in the Y direction and Z. Array it up and not in the X. And back. What have I done? Let's bring it over here. Okay. And then I'll scale this in the Y and I'll push him out. That. Okay, I'll work on those in a bit, so we're going to have to fix this up then. Alright, cool. Let's do it then. I'm going to go into vertex selection, and I'm going to select these two polys, or two vertices, and go W subdivide. And I'll try... That's not what I want to do. Sorry. Dumb. Get out of there. Don't do that. I just want to move this one with respect to that one, and I'll snap it to the right position. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that again over here. I'm just going to. I need to create another vertex so I can join all these to make 4 like this. Okay, like that one, this one, this one, this one. Turn that off for the moment. This one, F. Okay, I'll be doing that, and then I'll be doing this 1, 2, 3, 4, F. Is that what I'll be doing? And then I'll have that one there, eh? Son of a gun. So I may need to be doing this as well. It'll be W subdivide. Yeah, that's fine. Can I do this and press Control and move it down and with respect to this? Why did it do that? Why did it go back? Nah, I don't need to do that anyhow. Let's just move it down. Okay, that's not straight then. Something's not straight. We better grab these scale Y 0. Alright, and I'll do that on the other one eventually as well. Alright. Only faces. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's better. All right, let's put an edge loop down the middle and mirror this. Okay. 1, 2. No, crapola. Okay, well, we'll put F there, make a face. Let's grab these two anyhow. SY 0. I'm not sure that was straight. And it's getting stupid, so kind of, it's the way it is though. W subdivide, so I got a point there. I want it at the same height as that one, so I'm going to just try. I got snapping on, so move it and push to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. What happened there? Oh, I got snapping on. I moved it. Face. Face. Okay, front view. Wireframe. Box. What am I boxing? Just the bottom, right? X vertices. Mirror with clipping. That should be okay, right? Solid. To have an extra edge in there. Something. Oh, what? What are you not liking? What are you not liking? Oh, there's that. What's that doing there? Well, that was weird. All right, fine. Apply. No, don't apply yet. Don't apply yet. Let's see if I can do this. Let's grab this, and this. E to extrude. Let's try Alt S. And do it like this. And then, do I have an issue here? Straightening this? Yeah, I do. It's ugly as heck. Let's just do this though. Take this one and this one and this. Scale X 0. I should have had this one in there as well. Scale X 0. Okay, and then let's just take this one and go scale Y 0. Let's see what the hell that was all about. Oh my god, this is not exactly how I cut out the area for the stairs before, but that's okay. This is different. And yeah. That's okay. Just a fit like that. There we go. All right. Yeah, okay. So do they need to be lined? It's not going to line up perfectly anyhow. What about something like that? Yeah, I like that. Let's just look in wireframe for a second, see what's underneath. I can't get by with one viewer, I don't think. Unless I push it up to there. I don't like the length of that. No. Well, just fiddly stuff, but it comes along. It just takes time. Okay, let's apply rotation and scale, make sure everything's cool. What have I got? It's just an array. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that, and let's put a bevel on there. Let's go with 2. Let's try 2 and just dial this back. And we could try smoothing. Yeah, I like that. That looks all right. Let's try, let's apply that mirror. Let's also do rotation and scale. And let's try a bevel on this guy here and see if it's behaving well. That looks all right. I don't know about this part right here exactly. If that, you know. No, I start to see. I'm gonna do that for now. Again, I'm back to fiddling with that. I was thinking of leaving that unless I wanted to take these areas. Let's try this. Try eye to inset. Does it have to be that long? Could be though. Let's try just extruding these and seeing if we like the looks of that as a raised area. I kind of wouldn't just mind making them a little bit smaller though. I kind of do like that. It differs from the original. Eye to inset, pull them in like maybe that. E to extrude. Anything go wrong there? Thought I saw something funny. I feel like I saw something funny go on happen there. Alright, and that could be where we place the, you know, some cool things, pots, and, you know. Alright, let's leave it like that. I'm going to need to take a break in a minute. I'll need to refill the coffee. Before we do that, let's make one plate or bowl or something. Yeah, let's come back into here, select just that face. Let's go back into medium point. Shift S, cursor to selected, and let's bring in a circle, but wait a second, let's not make it 32. Let's try 18. Scale it down. Let's do this. Go into edit mode. E and S, E and S, and pull in E and Alt M. Grab this E, pull it up, and scale it out. E, and we'll scale it out again. That's all I want to do. Let's add a solidify. And apply, and then subdivision surface, and then we start blowing some polys and smooth, and we will have a nice bowl for offerings there. As you come up the stairs, you can throw your I don't know what you throw in there, money or something. All right, I'll do the other thing another time. All right, well, that's a lot of progress right there. Nothing too complicated or anything. We'll add some more detail in a little bit. I think, however, just before we call it quits, I just want to look at one more thing of the positioning of those. Yeah, I think that these pillars, grab those, but not that. Oh, I guess I got that. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that for the time being. Thank you very much for watching.